because Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood.
Black fatigue, this is where we at now. Imagine how we feel. Y'all even colonized that.
Hidrattery, animalistic. This is why people have Black fatigue. I'm sick and tired of opening up TikTok and seeing brawls on cruise ships, brawls in the airport, like literally the most ghetto behavior. We're tired.
So now y'all got Black fatigue because Black people are calling y'all out, saying no and saying fuck around and find out. Now all of a sudden y'all are exhausted from Black people.
Black fatigue is a term that non-Black people are using to express the fact that they are sick and tired of being held accountable for saying and doing whatever the hell they want to Black people. They're sick and tired of Black people bucking up at the system, bucking up at people, telling people, hey, you shouldn't be saying that to us. Hey, you cannot do this to us. Hey, we will not let you disrespect us. Hey, we will not let you say whatever you want and do what you want to us. People are sick and tired of being told no. That is what Black fatigue is. You guys are being told no and you don't like it, especially white people. Y'all not used to Black people telling you no.
You know what I got? I got fucking white fatigue. That's what I got.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So on our today's episode, we are looking at this controversial topic. White woman's words, in quote, "I'm tired of Black fatigue," has ignited a firestorm online, and Black community are calling her out for her ignorance because all that she's saying in her video does not even make sense. And the fact that she even went on ahead and used Black fatigue, trying to call out Black people because Black people are tired of everything that they are doing, and Black people are not letting them get away with everything that they are doing. Now they are tired of Black fatigue. They don't want to be called out for what they are doing. They don't want to be called out for their bad behaviors. They don't want to be called out for their racism. And now they want to come online and use what the Black community has been going through in the United States of America against them so that they can use this to silence Black people. It's just crazy, guys. I want us to watch these videos together. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracie D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel, give this video a like, and let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
Black fatigue, this is where we at now. Imagine how we feel. Y'all even colonized that. Like, Black fatigue is not what y'all created it to be. It was the fatigue of Black people having to exist in this country and dealing with all y'all dumb shit. We were tired, not y'all. Imagine telling the internet that you're tired of all the ghetto-ness and the ratchetness and all of the fights when y'all are quite literally the godfathers of violence in this country. And then all the ghetto and ratchet speak, your kids are emulating exactly what we say and calling it Gen Alpha and Gen Z speak when it was just AAVE repackaged to be palatable for white people. What are we talking? Like, y'all are quite literally exhausting. But like 8.5 by 11s are gonna do this all the time. I'm not worried about the hueless. However, the Black people getting on and co-signing the Black fatigue to make white people feel better could not be me. Imagine agreeing with white people when they aren't even picking you. Super weird. But like, sure, being held accountable for your racist ideology. If I were white and I had to constantly hear that Black people are right and then it proves out and you're sitting there being mad, yeah, I'd be mad too. I too would be annoyed if I were half the age of Black women but looked twice as old as them. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. So like, hold your Black fatigue and raise yourself some accountability. Because oof, happy Monday, y'all. Black fatigue, shut up.
There was a white woman who has now since deleted her video talking about Black fatigue and how she and the rest of society are so fed up with the ghetto and ratchet behavior, the entitlement, the victimhood. Her words, not mine. Couple of things. One, Black fatigue is a real thing. But it's not what that lady was saying. Black fatigue is the emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by the daily stress of living under systemic racism and its consequences. So the black community has black fatigue due to the oppression they've lived under in this country since its inception. 2, it never ceases to amaze me how little most white people are willing to look at the true history of this nation and understand that while they personally may not have owned slaves or lynched black people or used black babies as alligator bait or conducted experiments on black people or operated on black women without pain medicine because they didn't think black women could feel pain, they are still benefiting off the society and systems that made those things possible. Racism is deeply rooted in this country from the beginning. We stole this land from the indigenous Native Americans. We brought black people to this country against their will and sold them into slaveries. We ripped their families apart. We have maligned, maimed, and misused the black community since the first ship arrived on the shores of the United States. Do you understand how hard the fight has been to get even a semblance of equality in this country? And now, what little progress we've made is being undone by this administration. Trump and this administration has made people like that woman and the many racist commenters on that post feel comfortable to speak so publicly about their racist views and feelings. Because, spoiler alert, nothing will happen to them. Black people are questioned about everything they do, even if they're just walking down the street. Until this country as a whole accepts responsibility for how we were designed and built, this country will never see true equality.
App just now to see that the word black fatigue is trending amongst a lot of different people. And before I made this video, I scrolled on it and I said, let me see what people are talking about.
Because black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood, hoodrattery, animalistic. This is why people have black fatigue. I'm sick and tired of opening up TikTok and seeing brawls on cruise ships, brawls in the airport, like literally the most ghetto behavior. We're tired.
A white woman was talking about Shiloh Hendricks, the lady that called the 5-year-old the N-word. And she said, that shouldn't have happened, but people have black fatigue. People are tired of ghetto-ness, loudness. People are just tired of black people. So we all have fatigue. And it got me thinking, I've heard the phrase black fatigue before. And I know in my heart of hearts that that relates to the fatigue that black people experience existing in this country and around the world, dealing with racism and prejudices that have been put on us due to the history of violence, Jim Crow, segregation. So how are white people appropriating black fatigue? They replaced DEI with black fatigue. And you guys are using that because you're tired of being held accountable for things that you should be held accountable for in this country, and you want to be openly racist to us. This entire discourse is rooted in racism. You want to be able to say you're tired of black people for having a voice. You're tired of us for existing in spaces we exist in. You're tired of us for not all being poor. Tired of us. You're tired of the fact that some of us are doing better than you. But when we live in a country that is based on racism and systematic racism that still exists today, you can't be mad that we're calling you out for it. What the fuck are we talking about?
They've already found a replacement for DEI. I mentioned this a few months ago, but the conversation of DEI is going to come to a close. That is not going to work anymore. Now the new talking point, the new buzzword, the new buzz phrase is black fatigue. Oh yes, black fatigue. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try and soften this blow of we don't want to be around black people. You see, the trad wife lady, Shiloh Hendricks, these are people who test the waters. These type of people, these figures are brought to the forefront, all right? They are brought front and center in order to get us upset, get us talking, and create a bit of controversy. It's also the nationalists, the extremists, whoever you want to put in that movement. It's also they can come around and start the conversation of us being a problem. And they never start out by overtly saying we are sick of black people. They never start out by overtly saying we are sick of black people. What they do is they start with these soft buzz words. Black fatigue. Aren't you just tired of feeling like black people are blaming white people for all of their problems? Aren't you just tired of feeling like everything in here is catered to black people just to make them feel better about everything? This is the rebrand, okay? This is the new way that they're going to push the same type of messages that they pushed when they were talking about DEI being a problem, when they were talking about wokeism being a problem. But I think it's time for us to get ahead of these. It's time for us to call them out in the beginning so that they never gain the momentum that they've gained in the past. So get ready. Your FYPs are going to fill up with all of these people talking about black fatigue. And we know that is for a reason.
So now y'all got black fatigue because black people are calling y'all out saying no and saying fuck around and find out. Now all of a sudden y'all are exhausted from black people. Like y'all show every single day that y'all are more tired of speaking of the people that speak up about racism and inequalities, and y'all don't really care about the actual racism and inequalities that people suffer from. But we are the ones that have a victim mindset. Please make it make sense. And then another thing, y'all are literally using the term incorrectly. That is not what black fatigue means. I'm gonna make it easy and just read it straight from ChatGPT because y'all just seem like y'all don't know anything. Black fatigue refers to the physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion experienced by many black people as a result of enduring systematic racism, discrimination, and repeated racial trauma over time. And then the people that are using it in a way to say that they're tired of specific black groups as far as like this ghetto black people. White people use the term to describe black people when we were in the slums, actually when they put us in the projects because we didn't have anything because of literally slavery and Jim Crow. I can keep going on. So we were in the ghetto, but then everything that we did was ghetto. But in today, black people are not the only ones that's ghetto. Y'all don't call the Karen who yells at employees in the goddamn retail stores ghetto because that's very ghetto. You know how many white people I have seen fighting? Very ghetto. In public, I have neighbors and people that live near me, white people, who will walk their dogs with their headscarf or bonnet or whatever they want to use on their head and a robe. Yet when black people do it, let a black woman go outside in her robe and her bonnet to walk her dog. Y'all gonna call it ghetto. Do you know how many times I've been to a restaurant and there was a table of white people, loud, drunk and loud? Stop associating the term ghetto with black people. And to be honest, all of y'all are exhausting. All of y'all just lack accountability. Some of y'all are just brainwashed. And the majority of y'all talking on these topics are so freaking uneducated. It is mind-blowing. Y'all have no idea what y'all talking about. Like y'all see somebody throw a term out on the internet and y'all all just run with it without even knowing the history or the actual freaking definition of the term. You cannot oppress and discriminate against a group of people and then get upset and say that you're exhausted from them speaking out about them being oppressed. Bro, the gaslighting and lack of accountability. And then y'all try to act like, well, it's not us. We are not our ancestors. We didn't do that to y'all ancestors. Hate crimes happen today. Hate crimes, pay gaps, racial discrimination with jobs and housing still happens today. Didn't one of these banks, credit unions, just get called out for denying more black loans than anybody, even though those people qualified? And y'all trying to act like we're not acting like the victims. We are victims. And instead of owning up to the fact that this country has a problem, y'all sit here and try to gaslight somebody to thinking that they're just making something a problem that's not a problem. Like, this is not made up in our brains. This is not just something that we're just pulling out of our ass. And if it was something that we were lying about, y'all would not be trying to take it, just hide y'all history so bad. Y'all just want to take history out of the history books and what y'all did to our ancestors so we can just look like the bad guys. Black people can just look like we're just poor. because of our own fault. The crack epidemic happened because of us, not because of y'all. Y'all really want to paint the picture that we are the problem. While y'all was studying on our brains back then, somebody need to study y'all's, because it's truly sickening the way that y'all think sometimes.
Dear Black people, could you stop making videos that say, "Dear white people, if you don't have a problem with people that look like me, would you be my friend?" Racism died with Gen X. As a widespread issue, that was boomers. It died with Gen X. Most of us are grandparents now, and apparently you didn't even notice. Like, we put in the work. We stopped judging people by the color of their skin, and you didn't even notice. But now we feel your judgment all the time, and we're tired of walking on eggshells, because we know there's a very good chance that you probably have a problem with our skin color, and because you assume that we're racist while you're being racist. It died down so much that now youth, a lot of white youth, uses the N-bomb. I can't imagine doing that. I can't. It hurts me, but they use it casually. It's not because they're racist. Nope. It's because it's a huge part of pop culture, and it has been for 30 years, over 30 years, since hip-hop went mainstream, since gangster rap went mainstream, and the word was everywhere. And kids today are baffled by racism. They think it's so stupid that it's laughable. Yet there's a word that is ubiquitous in pop culture that a large percentage of the population just isn't permitted to use. They don't understand that. They think it's ridiculous, so they rebel against it, as kids do when they don't understand something and they see it as ridiculous and dumb. You can feel how you feel about that. I feel how I feel about it. I don't like it at all. I taught my kids to never say that word because it was a word that was created for hate. But the word has changed, I guess. I can't change the way I view it, but for them it's changed. Dear Black people, oh, I love you. I love your culture. I love your swagger. I love your hair. I love how you can speak with roundness while I speak in squares and triangles. But I also love my culture, and I love my hair, and I love my skin, and I love your skin, and I love our differences and our commonalities. And it's time to heal. If you don't focus on healing how you view white people and then how you view yourselves in relation to white people, because the superiority complex only ever masks an inferiority complex, then we're going to be doing a civil rights movement for white people in like 20, 30 years. And I know some of you would like that. But that just says that you're the racist now because white people aren't the racists anymore. And I'm not saying there isn't a single white person who's racist. There's assholes in every group and every color. But the majority of us left that with our parents or grandparents. It doesn't even make sense to us. And we don't need to feel guilty about what our ancestors did because we're the ones that fixed it. It's over now. Unless you want to perpetuate it.
You know what I got? I got fucking white fatigue. That's what I got. White people always complaining about reverse racism and that other people are discriminating against, and white people saying that they don't have enough rights and their voices are getting shut down. White people saying, oh, the reason we voted for Donald Trump is because you guys are just too woke and too extreme. You guys are radical leftists. What the fuck is radical about equality? What the fuck is radical about viewing all people and saying, you know what, they deserve the rights that we have? I could not imagine being a black person in this environment. Talking about black fatigue. Are you so serious? Y'all are just pissed off that everything that they touch, they do better than us. Their food, their sports, their music, everything. Maybe stop trying to pretend like you're the one that's oppressed and work on being a better human. That would probably be beneficial to everybody. Because this shit's tiring.
Black fatigue? That's the best you could do to try to get the attention of black people? Is black fatigue? Baby, listen. If you got a problem with what's coming up on your timeline or your FYP, stop watching. Because that's the only reason why it's coming up. Because you watching, baby. That's why. Black fatigue, you want to say what you want to say what you want to say, but say it with your chest. Okay? Don't get on here saying what you want to say and then play the victim. Okay? And putting up GoFundMe's, asking for help and all of that. If you gonna say it with your chest. Black fatigue is what you came up with. We do not care. Baby, we've been tired for centuries. We could care less what you feel about us. What you tired of seeing is these educated black people. That's what you tired of seeing. You tired of seeing these black people surviving behind everything that y'all still trying to do. That's what you tired of seeing. But you will never say it. You will never say it. That's what you tired of seeing. You tired of seeing black people survive throughout all the stuff that y'all trying to do. That's what you tired of seeing. But if you gonna say what you want to say it with your chest. Okay? And deal with the consequences that come behind it. Good day.
White people who are appropriating the term Black fatigue are doing so because their goal was to never see us happy in our Blackness, be proud of our Blackness, choose Blackness over whiteness. Being is it that we make up such a small percentage of America, it's interesting to me how offended they are by maybe 1 out of 10 people, if they even know one of us.
This black fatigue phenomenon is a problem. Have you all seen the video of the lady talking about black fatigue and how white people are just over us, over everything having to be either about or around black people? That's a rally cry. It's no longer dog whistles. That is a rallying cry, because I've seen that phrase used several times today in a lot of comment sections. This is their time to say what they've always wanted to say. They're tired of us. They're sick of us. They're sick of having to hide who they really are. They're sick of having to pretend like, they're cool with us being around and tolerant. They are sick of us. And they're telling each other that they too are sick of us. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before it becomes an actual criminal defense. It will be a defense just like innocent by reason of insanity. They are giving each other permission. And when something crazy happens, it's just going to take the right lawyer and the right judge willing to entertain that concept as a defense. And it only takes one of each. And then a legal precedent where some tragic incident is going to be used as an example. Just watch. Pay attention for the next 90 days how much that phrase is used on this app, because it's not a content violation. I did that experiment tonight too. We're officially on alert. Pay attention. Pay attention.
It's crazy, guys, that this woman had the audacity to come and create videos calling out black community and black people, saying that she's tired of black fatigue. Not even understanding, I don't even know what she was trying to mean in this video, or I don't understand what point she was trying to put out there, because she could have easily went on ahead and looked what black fatigue meant before coming on social media and creating this video and showing us how ignorant she is. And the reason as to why she created this video is because there is a woman who's been going viral after called out for using racial slurs against a 5-year-old autistic child. And they even raised Her community even raised over $500,000 US for this woman, because after the video went viral, this woman was being called out, and the black community and so many other people, even from the white community, were suggesting that she should be charged with a hate crime, because whatever she did was not right, especially to a 5-year-old boy, just because this boy was trying to play with her kids' toys. She was called out, was recorded, and the video went viral. Later, she came and said that she's afraid that, she doesn't feel safe in her neighborhood. She needs to relocate after someone exposed her address, her phone number, and so many of her photos on social media. And people actually raised over $500,000 for her, and they ended up labeling that man who recorded, or who was standing for this child, as a criminal, saying that he's a rapist, and a lot more that people from her community said. They were angry that this man recorded this woman, and now what they did in return is they exposed this man's address, photos of him and his 4 children. Right now, as we are talking, his kids cannot even go outside to play, because people already know where they live. They are already labeling this man a rapist. They are saying that he's a criminal. And mind you, this man has a clean criminal record. He's never committed any crime. That is what he said on his videos, and even other videos that I've seen people creating and saying that all these people are saying about this man is all a lie. And now they want to come out and call out black people for standing for themselves, for standing for what's right, for standing against racism. Now they don't want to be accountable. They don't want to be called out for what they are doing. Even there is a woman who came on live television and agreed, and she said that she's racist, she's a white supremacist, and said that she can use the N-word and any racial slurs she wants anytime she feels like. And it's sad that now they're actually saying the quiet parts out loud, with no shame, with no fear. They are okay to do this. I don't know what's giving them this audacity. I don't know where they're getting this energy from. Because what do you mean? It's 2025 and we're still having this discussion about racism in the United States of America. It's 2025 and people are not even ashamed of their behaviors, even when they know they are being recorded. I've seen so many crazy videos on social media of white, especially Caucasian women acting out. There is a video that I did of this woman who decided to spit on a black woman just because she decided to sit next to them in a school graduation, and it was a kindergarten graduation. And this woman didn't want this woman sitting next to their family. I don't know, maybe she thought this woman was gonna snatch her husband or anything of the sort, and she spit on that woman for no reason. And now this woman using racial slurs and people coming out and defending her behavior and what she's doing. It's just crazy, guys. I don't understand how you're just gonna come online, create videos, and use what black people are going through against them. Because when we talk about black fatigue, you as a Caucasian woman or as a Caucasian person, you cannot say you are tired of black fatigue, because you're not even using the word right. You're not even using the term black fatigue right. You wanted to come here and say that you are tired of black people always calling you out because you don't want to be accountable of your behavior, and you're here defending your community and any other racist person out there for what they are doing, and you don't want them to be called out. You don't want black people to stand for themselves. You just want them to let you get away with everything that you're doing. So when we talk about black fatigue, it's just black people are tired of the experiences that they are facing, you know, the exertion of emotional trauma that they go through, racism, microaggressions, discrimination, systematic inequality, racial trauma. Like, there is a lot that's happened that you just decided, you know, I'm going to ignore everything that's happening to the black community and just call them out. Because they're ghetto, you want to label them ghetto, you want to label them loud. Because for standing for themselves, because they'll not allow you to disrespect them, and now you want to come out and call them out for no reason. You'd rather call out black people who are defending themselves, who are standing against racism, who are standing for their community, rather than call your people who are being a racist and who are having these racist behaviors out here. Because there are so many videos that are out here. And this is why you see most of your people voted against their own self-best interest just because of racism, just because of hatred towards the black community. And now that people are suffering, most of you are realizing, you know what, we did a mistake. You know what, we need black people. That's why we are seeing most of you are doing videos and angry that black people are not coming out there to match with you because they already know what you stand for. Now you want to call them out. When they didn't match with you, you were angry that they did not support you. When they are calling you out for your bad behaviors, you are angry. You want them to be quiet. Then what do you want? Why don't you just leave the black community just alone? Why don't you just call out your people and tell them to stop with these racist behaviors? Rather than coming here and creating videos and showing us how ignorant you are and trying to label the black community or the black people as ghetto, loud, and there is a lot that you say about black people, which is not true. You just decide to come and say what you've been taught about black people without even you yourself having to do your own research, without even wanting to know what black people are going through. And now you want to come and tell us that your country is a country of freedom. It's a country of you are free to have your free speech and you can say anything you want, even using racial slurs. That it's a country that actually respects human rights when you don't even respect the black people's human rights, when you don't respect their rights. It's crazy that this is happening in 2025, guys. And if you're watching this and you're this ignorant about the black community, you need to learn more about the black community. Don't just create videos out there and show us how ignorant you are. This is the same way that people were like happy that DEI was getting rolled out without even realizing that they were part of DEI because they thought DEI meant black people and poor people in the United States of America. And now we saw a good number of them crying, creating videos saying that they feel so bad they did away with DEI. They didn't know that they were DEI hires. They thought DEI meant unlearned black people. Anyway, guys, it's crazy that this is happening. And now it's 2025, and most of the things that we actually didn't know about the United States of America is now actually showing out. People are getting to learn on how it is in the United States of America. There is a lot that people didn't know. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.